I am continuing with the energy from the last Ludwig video that I did. Literally the last video that I did. Ludwig just responded in the worst way. We're gonna do an even deeper dive and probably mention some more of Hasan Piker's orbiters and get an update on that whole situation because that's what MorePegasus does. And he responded to Tectone. Did I already react to the response? I don't know. I don't remember. Oh wait, no, I do remember. He did not, like, directly respond in the last video that I reacted to. Maybe he has responded since WestJet put all that together. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to a series so divine, even God is watching. In today's video, King
It's true though, he is watching, all of us. Even Ludwig.
of all jellyfish, Ludwig, has responded to the mango situation. Hasan's audience is actually turning on him. Who would have thought? He's back.
Yep. Step out of line an inch, they'll have your head, am I right? I say it all the time.
Crying about Asmongold again. Destiny has responded.
Yeah, I forgot about Destiny being a thing until like a few days ago he started popping up in my timeline again. Mostly about Elon Musk and Trump and how Elon Musk's brain chips are allowing for telepathy now and he thinks it's cool. And I don't. I think that's some dystopian ass shit. I think that's a mark of the beast most likely.
Updates to the Emiru situation and the degenerate Hasan Gunnar mod who was harassing her.
Do we got more information on that guy? Since yesterday's video about him?
Ethan continues his never-ending beef with global rank #1 Hasan simp, Taylor.
Bro, we got so many updates in this video. How are we gonna fit it all into this 30 minutes? This is gonna be like over an hour long for me. So buckle up, buckaroos.
Lorenz, and a bunch of more updates. Subscribe to unlock God tier content that's completely free, by the way. $0 for absolute cinema. And let's begin with the man whose very name conveniently starts with an L, Ludwig. So quick recap again.
I like to call him Dudwig.
And Ludwig invited his alcoholic friend Mango to his party. He cheered him on to drink to near fatal levels of alcohol.
Mango just
Yep.
4.32! Let's up those numbers!
Bro, I've seen this clip like probably 30 times in just the past few days. And it gets cringier and cringier and cringier.
Then he banned him from his events when he
True.
got backlash. Then he said he
What a
didn't
pussy.
feel guilty about it. And also said that Mango is a grown man responsible for his own actions, refusing to take any accountability. Well, turns out Ludwig has officially responded on his stream. And he starts by warning his chat about the drama heads. Or basically, people asking him to take accountability.
Chat, there are going to be a lot more drama heads today, okay? I won't lie about it. It is what it is. But in this world, we can only control the things we can control. And I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people feel about me.
Well, you kind of can control your reputation by not being a piece of shit. That is like the dumbest L take ever.
Okay, sorry to like pause it immediately, but what do you mean you can't control your reputation? What the heck does that mean? Oh, well, I guess it's up to the gods. Your actions define your reputation. The reason your reputation is taking a hit is because you egged on your friend to nearly drink himself to death.
Yeah, that is an actual, like, it's one of the dumbest copes that I've ever heard. Ludwig is actually brainless, man. I think Hasan may have sucked out his brain through his ear with a straw for, like, initiation into the Twitch circle or something. I don't know, man.
It's not that complicated. Then after this, he says he talked to Mango privately, and apparently Mango asked him to not talk about it publicly.
And then he proceeds to talk about it publicly.
Now, I did talk to Mango, actually. I talked to Mango. He reached out. We talked a bit. And I have some thoughts and opinions that I thought about speaking, but he asked of me to not speak on it. And I think that's a fair request. He said, I want to take it on the chin. I think the drama is dying out. He's spending time with his kid. He started day one of...
The drama is dying out for him, maybe, because he took accountability. And he apologized, and he's trying to do better. Ludwig is not doing that. So he's the one getting all the heat. Nobody even really cared about Mango in the first place.
not drinking yesterday, which is dope. And like, I think genuinely there's a perception of Mango that people have in their mind, but they don't actually care about him. I don't think they'll be in his stream when he's back to streaming.
True.
And
like, he's true here. He's right. But for the wrong reasons.
a month or whenever it is.
Okay, again, just a complete non-argument here. I will admit, I don't actually watch Mango. I didn't even know this guy existed before this
True.
drama. But
I'm probably going to move on and forget that he existed. And I'll just know him by name because he was the one involved in this whole drama where Ludwig was being an absolute fucking moron. And a degenerate piece of garbage. Backstabbing his friends. And Mango just like, I guess, allows himself to be backstabbed? For what? For why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Does that mean I'm not allowed to care about the situation? Just because
Yes. It has nothing to do with you, so you're not allowed to talk about it, to care about it. You're just a hater.
I don't watch him daily, does that mean I don't get to call out someone very popular on the internet that is very much part of the creator community for doing something really freaking bad? I mean,
Yeah, someone who is also connected to a lot of powerful people that control the communities that we all are a part of. Like Twitch.
used this exact same argument last time. Well, these drama frogs don't actually care about him. Bro, I don't have to personally know someone or watch them to have an opinion about a situation that is very clear-cut.
Yeah, and bitching about all of us just here to clout chase and to make money and to milk the situation. 50% true, but also we wouldn't be milking it if you wouldn't be a fucking idiot. We'd be talking about somebody else.
In fact, spoiler alert, guys, 99% of the people I talk about, I don't actively watch them. You think I'm out here watching every 10-hour Hasan stream? Not gonna lie, sometimes I do gotta go through a couple hours just to expose him properly, make sure I get my facts right. You know, that's the sacrifice I make for you guys, the unlimited torture I actually go through. But I think this is such.
And that's why he's a faceless streamer. I bet that his skin is wrinkled and he's bald and he's got white hair and he's probably like 25 years old. And Hasan did this to him. That's why he wears a mushroom hat, so people don't see his bald ass head from all the stress from having to watch Hasan.
Such a dumb argument. I'm not 32 years old like iDubbbz, but I did actually unlock empathy. And I can obviously feel for a guy whose entire life was essentially ruined by his friend. Because his friend is a scumbag piece of shit who enabled his drinking addiction. Now, obviously, I'm glad that Mango is starting his non-drinking phase again, but I think he
Really, it should have been launched by Ludwig. They should have done an event where they could have made money off of the dude being a good person now. And, like, being a well-mannered member of society. You know? They could have made money off of that. But instead, they're just gonna keep making money off of not taking accountability.
really needs to be surrounded by actual good people who care about him. And this situation has shown that Ludwig is a fake friend. No real friend does what he did and fuels their addiction like that. That is.
Yeah, and I wonder if Mango sees it. You know, I wonder if Mango sees it and he's not completely crashing out over this whole thing because he wants to remain friends with Ludwig. He wants to keep the door open to be at other events in the future, maybe after he's got his life together. And that's kind of shitty too, if that's what he's doing. I don't like any of these people, especially Ludwig, because he's the king. He's the king of the degenerate streamers.
It's just absolutely disgusting. Then Ludwig brings up Tectone out of nowhere. This is the second time he's done this, by the way.
And he was messaging me.
Yeah, they just can't stop bringing up Tectone. They can't stop bringing up Asmongold. They can't stop bringing up Nux and anybody else that's in the same vein. They just can't help themselves. They live in their brains rent-free, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's so funny to see how sad these individuals are.
He was like, Tectone followed me. Who the fuck is Tectone? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not a very genuine pursuit of the people who speak on Mango's behalf. And I know that because I speak to Mango. Because I am still friends with him. And I banned him from my events because I felt I had to, because my girlfriend and my girlfriend's best friend Maya are in my room at 2 a.m. telling me that they felt really uncomfortable at my own event.
Yes, let's just, shift the blame. It wasn't me, guys. My hand was forced. I take no accountability at all. My girlfriend made me do it, actually. It was Anissa. It wasn't.
Yeah, imagine if nobody told him that what happened was completely wrong and he had to do something about it. Imagine. He probably wouldn't have done anything about it. It probably would have just happened and they would have moved on.
iDubbbz, guys. It was Anissa that made him do it. Dude, the people who were actually saying that this is starting to resemble Anissa and iDubbbz, you guys are diabolical, bro.
It's true. This is Cutie Cinderella's husband right here. Or really her wife.
Anyways, in my opinion, I think Ludwig should be banned from all parties ever. How about that? Honestly,
I'm just going to start calling Ludwig Cutie's wife or Cutie's husband. Whichever one comes to mind.
Honestly, Mango getting banned from Ludwig parties is actually doing him a favor. At least his friend will encourage him to nearly neck himself. Then he talks about how people are asking him to take accountability.
I think a lot of people want me to take accountability. I think I said my piece on it.
Everybody wants me to take accountability. I'm not gonna do that. Like, why did you even say that?
And I think if people don't fuck with me, that's totally chill. And if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill. I actually don't mind that. I can't control that aspect.
You kind of can by taking accountability, you fucking garbage, man.
I don't need to be liked by people, but
He just needs to be liked by Hasan.
it is what it is.
I don't need to be liked by people, says Ludwig, by the way. The guy who literally, according to his god Hasan, mathematically crafts the least offensive take possible in any situation to appeal to the max amount of people.
This man is a fucking golden retriever. He is mathematically crafting takes.
Is he gonna show the clip of Ludwig being like, oh, why is Hasan mad at me? Is Hasan mad at me? Don't be mad at me, Hasan.
That are the most kind, empathetic, and inoffensive.
Oh, there's that empathy word that they all like to throw around. You just lack empathy if you're against all these people. They have empathy, so they're better than you. They're better than me. They're better than all of us because they have empathy. They have unlocked the ability to feel.
Offensive you can possibly be.
Mango just blew a .25! Let's up those numbers!
But they don't actually care about him.
Ludwig, the guy who actually tries to be liked by as many people as humanly possible, is now saying, well, actually, I don't need to be liked by people, guys. Conveniently flip-flopping the one time where the internet is not on his side. Then Ludwig cooks up what I could only describe as a word salad.
I don't understand necessarily why Twitch banned Mango and not me. I don't even.
True. I mean, that's the smartest thing that he said this entire time. Like, yeah, they should have banned Ludwig, but they wouldn't do that because he's the golden retriever. He's the silver boy, because he can't be the golden boy because Hasan's the golden boy.
know if I necessarily agree with it. I think it'd be fine if Twitch banned me.
He is the golden retriever to the golden boy.
But I'm not Twitch. I'm not going to personally ban myself. I don't think it's my responsibility. I think my responsibility is to just like fucking keep trudging through life because the world keeps spinning and it doesn't stop.
The world keeps spinning, guys. That is my that's my defense to this situation. You see, the reason I'm not taking accountability or, you know, admitting any fault in the situation at all is because you see the world is spinning. You see the earth is.
Don't you know there's a genocide going on? It's like literally this, it means the same thing. Just trying to tell people like, are you not looking at the bigger picture? There's more important things to be worrying about little old me. Get out of here with that garbage.
Is rotating about its axis, the revolution of the heavenly bodies, the Coriolis effect, black holes, the expansion of the universe. Yes, I hope
All right, that was too much.
that explains it, guys. Also, I just love how he admits that, okay, since Twitch is not punishing him, which they refuse to, if you think Twitch actually enforces its TOS properly, you're completely mistaken. If you watch...
Yeah, they just like to pretend that they do. Because they are actively, like, in the inner circle at Twitch. Nothing will happen to them, but they have to pretend like things happen to them, or could happen to them, or because they act like that they do no wrong. They don't get banned because they do no wrong. How can you just get banned over nothing, huh? That doesn't make any sense. What? We're not supporting terrorism. No, we're not doing that. Did you see the way that they burned down all those cop cars? That's base as fuck. Don't support terrorism, though. Luigi Mangione, I can kind of see where he's coming from. He kind of had a point. I don't support terrorism, though. Don't support terrorism. These people are actually garbage. And then they banned Tectone for calling a whore. I mean, come on.
the saga, which I highly doubt he is, because it's completely destroying his best friend Hasan. But yeah, he's basically saying it's not my job to take any accountability. Twitch should actually do it for me. Twitch, who refuses to ban the literal open terrorist supporter. Twitch, who refuses to ban people literally putting bounties on other people, saying they want to kill them. He said,
yeah, nothing happened with that.
He's not going to punish himself because, you know, that would be absurd. That would require me acting on some sense of personal morality, which is just impossible. Are you kidding me? They don't call me Jellywig for nothing. You know, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to dox Ludwig's exact address. Jellyfish Fields. Bro actually resides in Jellyfish Fields.
I love this. I love how everybody's calling him a jellyfish because jellyfish are spineless.
If Ludwig did a DNA test, he would come back 99.99% jellyfish. If you pricked Ludwig with a needle, he would not bleed red like the rest of us humans. He would bleed purple because he's a jellyfish.
Oh, wait. I've got the perfect name for him. Slugwig. How about that? Because he's slimy. Slugs don't have spines. Slugwig. How about that? I like it.
Then Ludwig talks about drama channels, and he's pretty much talking about me here.
And I actually genuinely have no ill will towards any drama channel who makes videos. Like, I think it is a hustle. It is a career that they have made. They speak on any drama for 20 minutes and they move on. I think the actual care about the things they talk about factor is very small, but like, that's fine. You know, it's like, it's a hustle. I don't f with any of them in the sense that I don't watch them.
Yeah, we're just calling out idiots on the internet. You just happen to be one of them.
When I'm in bed, I watch 3 things, okay? I watch Northern Lion streams, I watch One Piece, the anime, and I watch the Dodgers baseball team. That's pretty much it. It's not my main pursuit, but I understand drama pays the bills quite well. You make a video 20 minutes every day about some shit you can talk about, get a couple 100,000.
Bro, this is such cope. He's coping so hard, man.
Views. That's an easy life. That's a good life.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is directed at me. I don't actually know who else is making 20-minute videos a day. It's actually 30 now, Ludwig, get it right. But all of the
Bro, mine are an hour long sometimes. Most of the time, actually, here recently.
other channels like Tactone post like 5 videos a day. They're doing like other stuff. They're doing like streams.
Sure,
Asmon does
that's
the
what I'm
same
doing.
thing. So this can only really be referencing me. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but are we
Also, people like WestJet, most likely.
the biggest drama slop channel in the world right now? We might actually be the biggest in the world, ignoring the React streamers, of course. They're huge, but like purely drama. Let's go, fellas. But yeah, Ludwig's point is really dumb there. That's like saying, well,
Dude, congrats to all the success that MorePegasus is seeing. And congrats to all the hate that he's receiving that's making him more popular.
you know, Moist Critical has made 9,000 videos. He obviously doesn't care about anything. He just finds another thing to talk about every day, just for the hustle, just for the grind, just for some extra dollars. When in reality, the people who make these videos oftentimes do care about a lot of things. I mean, I think it's pretty hard to fake the amount of like passion I put into my videos as well. And also, like, even if you look at Moist Critical, there's an initiative going on right now called Stop Killing Games. And that's something that a lot of people are very passionate about. Critical just made a video about it.
Yeah, it's funny how Ludwig and Pirate Software are doing the exact same thing right now, where they're just completely wrong and can't take accountability, and they keep doubling down, acting like everybody else is the problem, and then they're just like, oh, it's just a bunch of drama people trying to make money, nothing actually matters. They're all just grifters. And they need to look up what the actual word of a grifter is. That is lying about your stance for money.
It. And I think it's really stupid to dismiss what somebody talks about just because they make other drama videos or whatever. Yes, I don't, you know, personally care about you or anyone I don't know, but I do like calling out bullshit when I see it.
True.
And I like talking about these things, so I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, it's really fun for me. Apparently, it's not fun for you. And that's why we keep doing it. Because maybe you'll learn your lesson, and if you don't, then you're just gonna get driven off the internet eventually.
That. And I just find it interesting how in his entire response, he avoids any of the points I make. He literally avoids addressing any of the things I said, any of the criticism levied by the internet, and instead tries to make the most general sort of condescending response. Well, these drama channels don't actually care. They're just trying to make a quick buck. Also, him saying he never watches drama channels. I don't know. I might have to call cap on that. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you cannot have a channel like
Well, he's definitely commented on drama channels.
Mogul Mail, which was a commentary channel for a long time, you cannot be in that space and not keep track of other drama. That is simply not possible because in order to do your job, you would have to be watching other creators, you would have to be following the trends on the internet, and you know, he did quit the channel, so maybe he stopped, but I'm just saying, it's very hard to not look at drama completely if you're in the streamer space. Anyways, then he talks.
And just as a human, everybody likes drama. Everybody likes people being stupid. He just couldn't take the fact that he is one of the dumbest people on the internet.
About why he's actually not responding, why he hasn't like made a Mogul Mail
It's because he had the dumbest takes imaginable constantly.
video responding.
So you know, I can't blame the hustle. I understand why they do it. And I thought about like maybe I should make a Mogul Mail and address it all and talk about it. And then I was like, well, who am I doing this for? Ultimately, I'm doing it to change the opinion that other people have of me, as opposed to doing what I think is actually more important, which is just, you know, going through life, attempting to be better in different arenas. It doesn't matter.
Attempting to be better. I love that. I love that because that's actually not what he's doing.
If people think I'm doing better. It matters if I think I'm doing better and the people around me think I'm doing better. I don't need.
That's not even true, because that's what accountability is. And we're supposed to hold each other accountable.
To change people's minds and whatnot. That is like a purely selfish endeavor to be viewed upon more favorably, but who cares about being viewed upon more favorably? We all get buried under the dirt at the end of the day, and I think we should just do our best to help the people around us as we go through our life.
We all just get buried under the dirt, guys.
Yeah. People think I'm a piece of shit, and you know what? If they think I'm a piece of shit, okay, I'll just keep being a piece of shit. Because everything that they say is wrong, it's all just hate. All the valid criticism about me, it's not valid, it's hate. And I'm just gonna keep doing all the dumb shit that I do and pretending that it's not dumb, pretending it's good, actually. You're bad for thinking it's bad.
Guys, we all just return to the dead. Why care about anything in life, actually? We're all going to die. What a complete non-response.
That's like some actual narcissist bullshit.
Oh my god.
Nothing even matters anyway.
Also, he says, who cares about being viewed more favorably? You do, Ludwig. You literally do that. If history is any indication, you are literally known as the premium fence sitter on your Mogul Mail channel. And you know, I'm not even saying that's necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, in general, you want people to like you. But the thing is, you don't want to bend or change your true opinions or bend or change your personal morals in order to appeal to people. Which is why, at least like 99% of the time, I try to actually say what I think so that I come off as more authentic. Because otherwise, I just wouldn't enjoy what I do. Now, I do agree that it is more important to take accountability in your personal life and actually change for the better and not just put it on a show for the internet. But I also think that when you're a public creator of a big size, such as yourself, you kind of owe it to the fans and owe it to the people that watch you some sort of an explanation of why the creator they like did something so horrible and then is just refusing to take any accountability. I mean, I'm not forcing him to say anything, obviously. If he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to, but then don't be surprised when you get a lot of hate and when a lot of your fans start turning on you, because people will just assume the worst. Well, okay, I guess Ludwig is just a piece of shit then.
Also, I see a lot of people.
Yeah, that's just what I assume all the time now, because he is. I don't even have to assume it. He is just a piece of shit. And he has shown me time and time again that he is a piece of shit. And I'm just gonna keep making fun of him.
Online defending me. I'm getting hella shit online, but I think that's chill. Like, you know, that's ultimately the right of people on the internet, regardless whether it's based in truth or not. It is our privilege as people to think what we want. And I personally am always under the belief that there's no real value outside of my own ego in trying to control the reputation I have amongst others. So,
dude, he says it right there. His ego. It's his ego. He doesn't want to harm his ego. That's why he's doing all this. He wants to keep telling himself that he's the big dog, that he can do no wrong. If he does something wrong, that hurts his ego.
So I would hope you guys similarly
let go my ego.
Don't ever feel pressure to like get in the trenches.
Regardless of if it's based on truth or not. Basically saying, yeah, guys, I didn't.
Yeah, you're all a bunch of liars.
didn't actually do anything wrong. People are just hating on me based on lies. Brother, oh my god,
I didn't actually get this alcoholic drunk at my party. No, that didn't happen. I didn't try to actually poison him. Nope. You're all lying about that.
absolutely anything but taking accountability, bro. It's crazy. Then he finally addresses why people are mad at him, but then sort of dances around it in classic Ludwig fashion.
Why are they mad at me? I think it's legitimate criticism for, like, you know, clips that are embarrassing on hindsight of Burial, mixed with people just not f***ing with me because I've gotten into different internet beefs throughout history. And then also just the ever hungry drama cycle of people wanting to talk about something. So it's probably a mixture. I mean, I don't think it's any individual thing.
Yes, it is all of that, plus you fucked up. So that's why we're talking about it. You know, he don't get it. He doesn't get it. Unless he does, and he's just trying to protect his ego. Which I can get if you're a fucking pussy. Which he is.
Thing. But like, that's also what it is sometimes being a creator.
Yeah, I think his wife cut his balls off. Because there's no testosterone left.
It's the inevitability.
Okay, clips that are embarrassing is putting it lightly. Mr. Johann Liebert, Mr. Mango just blew a .32, Mr. Let's get those numbers up. Like, embarrassing is
Yeah, those are embarrassing. Also, you're enabling him because you're fucking evil. And then you're saying that it's actually a good thing. What Mango did was bad.
different from straight up dangerously negligent. But he is right, this is like a culmination of factors. It obviously doesn't help his case that he happens to be a Hamas Diddy Piker Glazer. A good old Hasan
That's probably the icing on the cake. That's what makes it all just fucking perfect.
Piker dick rider. That's just not a good thing to have on your resume. But yeah, again,
True.
that's like things that you chose to do.
So it's like, okay, if that's the case, if there's no action you can take, why are you trying to take action to change a
I wonder what's gonna happen whenever everybody starts falling off around Hasan. Is Ludwig gonna stick by his buddy? Or is he gonna cut him off too?
mind of people who aren't ever going to have their mind change anyway?
Tell me in the comments down there what your prediction is. What's gonna happen with the relationship between these people? Will they all stick together till the end? Or will they all just step out of line an inch individually at different times, and then everyone will come after them and they'll have their head and they'll backstab each other all the way through this whole fucking thing? What do you think?
I think you should just try to do what you think's right in the moment, and that's about all.
I mean, there's literally an action you can take that everyone has been yelling at you to do. Take accountability. Say that, okay, I was wrong to encourage my alcoholic friend to continue drinking. I was wrong to invite him, knowing he'd probably get drunk. I was wrong the way I handled the event. You know, I'm ashamed that, you know, I could have lost my friend due to potentially my own actions. I'm ashamed I wasn't a good friend that day. I mean, I've made like 3 separate apologies for this guy. And, like, I should take your place at this point. But instead of taking accountability, you just continue to play defense like you're Virgil van Dijk. Absolutely jelly.
I want the other people at the event to say something about it. If they don't come out and say something about it, in my opinion, they are complicit. And they are just as guilty because they didn't do anything either. Ludwig may have been the ringleader, but also nobody else did anything except for the girls that were uncomfortable, I guess, and Valkyrie calling it out, but also she still stuck around, didn't actually do anything about it, didn't tell Ludwig to stop. She was just asking questions, and then she was just like, okay, I guess.
Jam behavior. Actually, I shouldn't have to justify myself to random viewers. They don't actually care about the situation.
Yeah, none of these people are going to come out against Ludwig because Ludwig makes them too much money.
I'm just gonna be a better person myself in private where conveniently nobody can see. Also, I can't believe you're talking about the situation when the world is spinning, guys. The revolutions are happening. Black holes are...
Yeah, Logan is spinning. The moon is orbiting. Logan.
blowing up or some shit. I don't know. 0.30 BAC is life-threatening. That's near coma or death territory. Encouraging more drinking at that level shows a gross disregard for life, especially if done knowingly. Bottom line, if harm followed that behavior, it could absolutely lead to serious criminal charges. Courts take this stuff very seriously, especially when there's proof of awareness and encouragement at lethal BAC levels. I mean, that shit looks pretty bad. Now, obviously, thank the heavens, nothing actually happened to Mango or anybody else. But now I hope it's more clear why people are so disappointed and why it is absolutely insane to not take a shred of responsibility for this. Also, I just wanted to show you what happens when somebody mentions Tectone in his chat.
And if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill. I actually don't mind that.
Bro, somebody said Tectone goat and it got deleted in 1 second.
Yeah, you don't say. Man, they are so hurt by this. Got him right in the fifis.
That is some legendary level of moderation. Ludwig, maybe lend your buddy Hasan some of those moderators so he can actually prevent some of that open terrorist support taking place in his chat. Oh wait, he actually doesn't give a shit about that and he's never gonna ban that shit because he loves it. Anyways, XQC responded.
When the thing happened, nobody does anything. It was, oh wow, this is kind of...
Yeah, it's on everybody. Ludwig takes most of the blame, but still, it's on everybody. Why didn't anybody do anything? Why didn't anybody say anything? Why didn't anybody try and stop it?
This is kind of crazy. Whatever. Then they wait for the internet reaction. They go, oh, everybody's saying this is really bad. And then they go, guys, this is so bad. I will not stand for this. Where were you when it happened, buddy? Where were you when it actually mattered? Nobody ever does anything when it actually matters.
And what is anybody that was there saying about it? I'd like to know. I'd really like to know, because nobody's talking about it, so I'm assuming that nobody has said anything.
And if you're the one who does it, people will turn on you and say, dude, you're burning your bridges, you're being weird, dude, you're making something out of nothing, dude, you're weird. But if the internet said it's bad afterwards, then jump on it, bro, it's fucking weird. I am so tired of this shit. I've had enough of this shit.
To happen, there's some degree of accountability there.
Yeah, they were drunk. It's not an excuse. Okay, there's always some people that are either tipsy or normal or day or whatever. Everybody sees it, bro. I could be fucking absolutely zoned the fuck out, GG, and I feel like I can still see things at least somewhat clearly when it comes up. Bro, no way that nobody there. Just stop. No shot.
Okay, for
Nobody did anything because they didn't want Ludwig to get mad at them if they called him out. And I think that's what's happening right now. Absolute garbage bullshit. All of them are terrible people.
the 3 people that actually understood what he said. I think what he was saying is that, you know, other people at that party should have seen what was happening and, you know, stopped the situation. At least that's my guess. This guy speaks in like ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. But XQC actually having some semi-decent takes. What an interesting turn of events. You don't need to be liked by people, buddy. That's literally your job.
Dude, I can't believe we've gotten to the point where XQC is smarter than these people. I guarantee if he would have been there, he would have put a stop to it. But also, I don't think XQC is as much a degenerate as those people are, so he just wouldn't have been there.
Job, actually. In order to sustain a career in the streaming space, you need people to like you. Sounds like he's just dodging the accusation by saying Mango doesn't want to talk about the drama anymore. Jellyfish Ludwig! I'm just saying, check his DNA. Well, Mango, how about a drink? Ludwig Liebert, no way! The Johann Liebert is actually catching on, there's no way. Oh my god, we got a Naruto quote. Those who break the rules of scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. Kakashi, the
Oh,
goat.
man.
Kakashi's the goat, you got.
That's so based. We're using Naruto quotes to own these people. Get fucked.
Listen to Kakashi, bro. Shout out to my Naruto fans, bro. Sensitive Society is like the #1 Naruto fan. Go say hi to him. Archaeologists in the future finding Ludwig's body and wondering where the spine is. Mango has a lawsuit. Ludwig knowingly pressured a known alcoholic. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's ever gonna happen, though. Anyways, let's move on to Hamas Diddy Piker. Apparently, his audience is now turning on him. Basically, if you didn't know, Hasan likes to buy these really expensive clothes and design.
But he's a modest guy, lives a modest life. He's a socialist, everybody. He doesn't enjoy capitalism. He is anti-capitalism, even though he owns a Porsche.
Type stuff. You
And a mansion.
know, super communist type shit. Well, his fans
And he goes on lots of trips and vacations and things.
Are finally starting to see the hypocrisy, and Hasan is just crashing out. Hasan implies he doesn't care about luxury fashion being at odds with his values, points to other industries.
Why is it that we are not allowed? Like, why is it that no one is allowed to have any hobbies beyond whatever your immediate fucking hobbies are? Imagine, yeah, that
Because that's not allowed unless you have capitalism. When you're buying stuff that you like.
was Marlon. Imagine if I was like, you come in here and you're like, oh, look at this Warhammer 40K figurine that I painted. And I'm like, you nerd, fucking, you suck. I bet you smell bad. You know, every time you have like a little thing that you enjoy. Okay. And I was just like, fucking burn it with fire. Like, calm down, man. And then every time we talk about anything that's not like immediately political, even though this one has a political slant associated with it as well, people will just like find a way to instantly write essays about how
bro, you make everything political. Like, they're fucking retards. Hasan's a fucking retard.
fashion is actually disgusting. It's exploitative. It ruins the planet. It's just like the worst possible thing. It's expensive. It's garbage. It's like, I know, man. I know all of it. I don't give a shit. First of all, there's not
How dare you drink Coca-Cola, Hasan? You know Coca-Cola is destroying the planet.
a single industry that doesn't have the exact same fucking litany of ethical complications and exploitative practices. The way I see it is like, it's just art, man. It's just another way to do some kind of artistic expression. Calm down.
Just let me buy my expensive clothes. I might be a complete hypocrite champagne socialist, but just let me spend my money. But it's also okay to rob Apple Store guys because the owners are rich. But it's not okay to rob me. You can't just light my car on fire. I only have $10 to $20 million. You see,
Yeah, when we talk about rich people, no, we're just talking about billionaires. We were talking about millionaires until I became a millionaire. Now we're talking about billionaires. Right, Bernie?
I'm actually broke, guys. It's the billionaires that are the problem. That's how you sound, Hasan. Just a whiny, crying baby. Just put the fries in the bag, dog. This is the audience you have cultivated.
Dude, the actual memes, actually the memes that have been coming out recently, like, put the fries in the bag. Oh, Hasan's unemployed. I love this shit, man. I love it.
You gotta deal with it. You can't just grandstand over dumb shit and then expect them to not follow in your footsteps. You're getting exactly what you deserve. Tecton responds, so bratty. Decoy voice responds, only a matter of time before his audience turns on him. Bro, that is actually scary because his audience—
Dude, it's only gonna get worse. Once they start turning, they'll start turning more and more, and he's gonna try and do damage control, and he's gonna be banning people that actually like him just because they disagree.
is so crazy that if they turn on him, I mean, he's cooked, man. Rules for thee, but not for me. Now, Destiny also responded to the clip where he's calling out Asmongold and him as well.
I think him playing Twitcher terrorist was definitely a turning point for me, especially because he was.
Is it not possible that anybody could just not like the fact that you openly support terrorism? Is that not a possibility that people just don't like
Even Destiny, even Sex Pestiny.
you for that?
Was leaning heavily on aligning with Destiny and Dan Stalkman, Sex Pestiny and Dan Stalkman, when in fact he knew.
Hey, I love that Hasan also uses that nickname for him. You know, at least we can agree on something.
And Stalkman? So there's new nicknames for us every day. Okay.
How much they fucking stalk my ass.
How do we stalk you? You stream. What are you talking? What is stalking? Now stalking?
Yeah, that whole like cyber stalking thing, that's fucking ridiculous, man. So like whenever he reacts to people, whenever he talks about people, is he cyber stalking? Because he can't stop talking about Asmongold. He can't stop talking about Nux. Is he cyber stalking them?
Is when you respond to things that people say on stream?
And has even in private correspondence told me that he could not believe how much they fucking stalk my ass. But he still turned around and aligned with them because I guess he felt slighted. But ultimately, it all revolves around the material realities that people exist in.
What a Heartedly stupid fucking.
Oh my god, bruh. Hasan is actually endless content. Stalking, guys, is when you respond to people in public about their streams. Great job, Hasan, educating the people once again. Anyways, let's move on to Hasan's degenerate gooner mod. Basically, quick recap. Streamer Emiru talked about how Ethan was justified in his lawsuit against the Hasan Orbiters because they were stealing content. And in response, Hasan's 47-year-old gooner mod called her out on Twitter, slandering her, and then he ended up getting exposed. He apparently had some messages where he wanted to vandalize Kobe and his daughter's mural. His account got exposed for watching like 31,000 videos on prawn website.
Dude, actually fucking insane. Like, how do you get that number? We gotta crank those numbers up! Well, he did.
He was thirsting after high schoolers. Average Hasan fan, actually. Well, apparently it got even worse.
Oh, so by the way,
Dude, how the fuck could it get even worse?
the Hasan moderator has been completely exposed. So yeah, he locked his account. This is some comments that he's made in general. Stop pretending what Elias Rodriguez was bad. Who's Elias Rodriguez? Man charged with first-degree murder? Wait, so this
Oh yeah, I saw this. This is fucking weird.
guy's saying, so this guy's literally advocating for killing random Jewish people. This guy has the entire
Yeah, that's what they all do. The most popular of them, the actual ones who have actually a voice and a platform, they're not gonna outright say things like this because they don't want to get canceled. But people who actually don't have a platform, who aren't trying to be the popular leftist Twitch streamer, they don't care about saying these things because nobody's gonna see it. Nobody knows who they are. And they're just part of a community that's saying the same shit. But these guys are actually directly connected to Hasan. Imagine that.
entire Infinity Gauntlet. Suspected pedo, political violence murder supporter, using people's
Suspected pedo, actually no, because he was thirsting over a high schooler.
like personal things, just lying about it, calling Emiru a Zionist, advocating for vandalism. How do you end up with a freak like this as your moderator? Is he
Stupid people who are politically brained, who listen to everything that they are told and don't actually look into what it means. They're just parrots. They're parroting what the media they watch say and the community they're involved in say. And they all don't know what anything is. They're being manipulated by very powerful, very, very smart people who are evil and know what they are doing. And they just don't see it.
still a mod? I wonder if he's still a mod.
Still a Twitch mod and Discord admin for Hasan.
By the way, this list is so funny. We got Frogan, and then we got that degenerate mod.
I keep calling Frogan Flogan. Ludwig's a mod? What the fuck? Of course he is.
We got Ludwig. We got Pokimane, Cutie Cinderella.
Pokimane. Fucking been telling people. They're all connected. All these crazy fucking weirdo rich people who are like, eat the rich, but are rich themselves. They're all like in this weird butt fucking circle.
Ludwig's girlfriend. And this is a wonderful list because it is essentially exposing Hasan's greatest allies, the people who we actually trust enough to moderate his chat. Now, don't worry, I'm not stupid. Obviously, some of these are streamers. They're not going to be actively moderating the chat, and they're just sort of.
Yeah, but they are still in with Hasan enough that they are technically moderators. Fucking insane.
Of their namesake, right? But I just find it funny. Also, just saying, I would not feel comfortable being a Hasan mod when my fellow moderator is a 47-year-old degenerate gooner freak who is supporting a literal shooter. I mean, I literally told you guys that Hasan's chat was spamming hearts for the shooter, and of course his mods did nothing about it, and this is why.
Yeah, because they all agree with it. Hasan agrees with it. He just pretends that he doesn't. He's just like, oh, my chat's going crazy.
They literally support it, and they are all cheered on by their messiah, essentially, Hasan. It wasn't actually a false flag, guys, but it would have been the perfect false flag. There could have not been a better false flag.
Most of us will never muster up a fraction of the courage displayed. This is, bro, this person needs to be institutionalized. They're literally celebrating and promoting killing 2 random people. And keep in mind, all the people you farmed hate on don't even know that you exist.
Ah yes, courage displayed to literally shoot and kill innocent civilians. I mean, this is the type of radicalization Hasan is actually doing. And his defenders really say that he's not actually anti-Semitic, guys. Then why is he out here justifying this type of shit? Why are his mods justifying this shit?
Because he's a journalist. He's just reporting it. He doesn't really agree with it. He's just a journalist. He's not going to say whether he agrees with it one way or another. But he does. Because it's obvious. He only goes to like one side of it. He never goes to the other side.
Why is his chat justifying this shit? I mean, come on, let's call a spade here. If it's all adding up, can we stop pretending that we don't know what's going on here? How much?
A bunch of people don't know what's going on here because they don't pay attention and they are pretending that they do know what's going on. But they're all just liars too. They're trying to say the things that everybody that are around them want to hear. And it's going to go so poorly. It's going to go so bad because it's only getting worse and worse and worse. And regular people are going to see it and be like, I don't want anything to do with this. This shit is on fire.
How much more benefit of the doubt can you give this guy? It is just so obvious they are openly blatant extremists. And again, how ironic is it that these people are calling other people Nazis?
Well, they project. Everything that they say is a projection. Every single time. Without fail. Like, actually, look at all the things they say, is it not? All the things they say about the right is literally what these insane leftists are doing.
Anyways, then Tectone talks about why people were harassing Emiru.
They want to gang up on people and push them around. They are not good actors. They are 100% bad actors, and you should never trust anything they do or say at all, period.
You want to know why people bully Emmy so much? It's because they know they can't get to me and Asmund, so they go after Emmy.
And she's pretty. She's pretty. And she's a lesbian. So that's like double time they can't have her. She's both pretty and a lesbian. So like, just completely out. They can't have her, and they're very upset about that.
And it's like the gayest shit ever. It really, really, really is. They know they can't f with our mentals anymore, so they try to go after the people that we like. Just like people went after Sophia 8 months ago.
Yeah, like, they hardened our hearts. You know? Not really. My heart's not hardened. But I've still got a soft heart. But they've hardened the heart of the community to where we don't care. We do not care what you have to say about us. We have a shield up that can't be broken. That didn't used to be there. We didn't used to have to put up these shields. But now, like, we just make fun of them. They've hit us so much that our shields, we figured out how to refine it perfectly so we take no damage.
They still go after her every day for just living with me, which is insane. Like, they did the same thing to Shinya. They did the same thing to Zizix. You know, like, these people will go after everybody who aren't you as a way to try to get to you. But good news is all my friends don't give a fuck.
I mean, that's just a classic strategy. Well, you know, I can't actually touch any of you guys because you're too big, your audience is too massive. So you literally just go after the smaller people, people who might be more sensitive, people who are not used to dealing with this sort of stuff. And it is such a underhanded, scummy tactic. And that's kind of what they did to Ethan as well. You know, Ethan and Hila can obviously take a lot of harassment, so they go after these freaking kids with CPS. And now we know.
Well, Ethan was also warned many, many times, even by Jordan Peterson, like, you need to be careful with these people that you're hanging out with, that you're allowing in your community, because if you step out of line an inch, they're gonna have your head every fucking time. Like, if you don't 100% agree, if you don't lock in completely, you're not allowed to be there. They're gonna kick you out of life. They don't want you to live. They want everything to be taken away from you.
Oh, the type of people actually doing this shit. Literal 47-year-old alleged PDF Gooner Hasan mod. Anyways, let's move on to Ethan versus Taylor Lorenz. Taylor responds to Ethan calling her a total hack simp Basically, Taylor was defending the death chant, like death to America. So Ethan called her out for being unhinged and called her a Hasan simp, which she is. She responds, I'm pretty clear about my views. Of course, YouTube's biggest genocide defender has logged on. Okay. Misogynist Ethan continues his obsessment harassment of Taylor Lorenz. Okay, this guy's name is literally Ethan's Attic, obviously dedicated to hating on Ethan. Ethan.
Yeah. Talks about Ethan's got an obsession and is actually obsessed with Ethan. That's so fucking... It's perfect, man. So perfect. Like, they tell us who they are every time.
Continue to ascribe my political beliefs to a Twitch streamer he doesn't like is so deranged. People, including myself, are opposing genocide not because we want to impress Hasan Piker.
Don't you know, guys, there's a genocide going on? There's more important things than to worry about, little old me.
I mean, there was a clip, I'm just saying. It would be really funny if Ethan added her to the lawsuits. It would be hilarious considering she's openly admitted that she's completely broke as well. So this would absolutely cook her. Ethan responds, Taylor is sweating because she knows this is exactly about people like her. Taylor is a racist scumbag who runs defense for other racist scumbags. And
True.
There's some conversation about anti-Semitism. I don't see people saying that leftist anti-Semitism doesn't exist, but if you say 50% of this app is Jew hate, and then point to a communist creator, of course people will ask you to clarify. Seems they are conflating anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. You're the one making this conflation. I think when your content is being used by Zionists-like client, you might want to reconsider.
Bro, no, we're not talking about all the Jews, we're just talking about Zionists. And then they label every single Jew a Zionist.
I don't think this issue is reducible to Hasan versus Ethan. No one mentioned Hasan here. I said if your post is being leveraged by a well-known Zionist, it's probably worth clarifying your message. Just reiterating that if a well-known Zionist... Okay, that's just a way of completely discrediting Ethan, basically. No one mentioned Hasan Lorenz being a lying coward once again. And as Ethan continues, Taylor would not be calling me out if I was hotter. I mean, Hasan Bro Tips Piker has said and done way worse things than me. What's the double standard? And then we got this classic clip.
Here's the other thing with Hasan. He's unreasonably good looking.
Oh my god.
And he actually looks like a walking pile of pubes. I don't understand. It looks like pubes grew skin.
Hey Taylor, I'll post something for posterity too. Can I get your thoughts on this compilation? And we got Hasan's Bro Tips era.
Bro Tip. This week's Bro Tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as the top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. Here's why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking with your dick and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call...
Ah, yes, the feminist for the people. This goes on for a long time, and he says way worse shit that I don't even want to put up. But yeah, can't expect much.
Yeah, he's willing to say anything for money. And I bet the things that he's saying, he is getting paid from terrorist organizations.
From a guy who went
I think Twitch is probably taking money from terrorist organizations, honestly.
to a brothel that was raided for trafficking. Just gotta bring that up again. Is this really the extent of your logic? Ethan used a screenshot to rethink your position? What a shallow, helpless, unintellectual loser. Yours is the beautiful mind that conceived of Ethan criticized me, therefore he's a misogynist. Nah, you're just an idiot. Here's a video from 12 years ago that proves Ethan is a misogynist. You call yourself a journalist? But truthfully, you are nothing more than an internet mean girl. All while defending the old enough to count, old enough to mount Bro Tips era Hasan Piker. That was crazy. And that is legit, by the way. That's a legitimate Hasan quote. Now click this video or Ludwig invites you to his next beer party. Let's up those numbers. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Dude, all these people are so cooked. Man, it just gets worse day by day, by day by day. Day by day. By day by day.